Ice Chain, Pure Water presents
Lefties versus Far Right.
Starring Keir Starmer as himself, Tommy Robinson as himself, and a secret special guest, written and directed by Mr. Chips.
Disclaimer: no actual lefties or far rights were harmed in the making of this story, though they may argue over who was offended the most. Also, fiery felt-tip pens do not exist yet, but if they did, we'd probably have a whole new set of health and safety concerns. Rest assured, this is purely fictional. For now,
the United Kingdom, once a beacon of parliamentary democracy, had splintered into chaos. On one side stood Keir Starmer, the reluctant yet determined leader of the Lefties, a coalition of progressives, centrists, and bemused moderates who just wanted NHS funding to be stable. On the other was Tommy Robinson, the fiery figurehead of the far right, whose ragtag army consisted of disillusioned football hooligans, online conspiracy theorists, and those who just liked a good pub fight. The king had abandoned the throne, reportedly seen boarding a private jet to Monaco, muttering something about, "This is a bit much, even for me." The UK was leaderless and fracturing. A decision was made. A single, decisive battle would determine who would rule. And so, the two factions converged on Salisbury Plain, near the shadow of Stonehenge, for a showdown. The battle began at dawn. The Lefties, armed with reusable straws, placards reading peace, love, and redistribution, and an inexplicable surplus of hummus, faced off against the far right, who wielded bats, flagpoles, and a strange assortment of patriotic memes printed onto shields. Starmer, atop a solar-powered Segway, addressed his troops. "Comrades, today we fight not just for equality, but for gluten-free bagels in every cupboard." Cheers erupted. Across the field, Robinson bellowed from the back of a pickup truck decorated with oversized Union Jack decals. "They want to cancel Christmas, lads? Let's show them what British grit is all about." His supporters roared, charging forward like a Brexit-fueled tidal wave. The clash was as chaotic as it was bizarre. Lefty activists formed human chains chanting slogans about climate justice, while far-right factions countered with rugby tackles and chants of "Rule Britannia." At one point, Starmer's lieutenant, a yoga instructor named Willow, attempted to disable Robinson with an aggressive round of aerial silks. It ended poorly. Days passed, with neither side gaining a decisive upper hand. Exhaustion set in. Even the most die-hard far-righters began to run out of beer, while the Lefties were critically low on oat milk. Victory seemed imminent for Starmer, however, as his secret weapon, a battalion of sociology professors armed with devastating PowerPoint presentations, began demoralizing Robinson's troops. Just as the Lefties closed in, the air suddenly crackled with heat. A blinding flash of orange seared the battlefield. From the heavens descended a gigantic, fiery felt-tip pen, ablaze with unholy light. It hovered ominously before slamming into the ground with a force that shook the earth. Flames erupted, consuming soldiers from both sides in an apocalyptic blaze. Screams echoed as placards and flags alike turned to ash. The great felt tip spun wildly, scribbling fiery arcs across the battlefield, obliterating everyone in its path. When the fire finally stopped, the battlefield was silent. Charred remains of hummus tubs and pint glasses dotted the scorched landscape. But amidst the smoldering ruins, a single figure emerged. Ice Chain, Pure Water. Ice Chain Pure Water was unlike anything the UK had ever seen. Standing tall with piercing eyes and a pencil tucked behind his ear, he wore a leather jacket covered in intricate sketches of skeletons and demons. His voice, cold and commanding, boomed across the silent field. "The era of petty squabbles is over. I, Ice Chain Pure Water, now claim leadership of this forsaken land." No one dared to challenge him, not that anyone was left to do so. Ice Chain Pure Water's first decree was radical. From this day forward, every citizen shall take up drawing. Not landscapes, not fruit bowls, only horror drawings. Let the terror in your soul guide your pen. Art schools flourished overnight as citizens scrambled to comply. Horror-themed sketchbooks became the new currency. Children learned to draw fanged monsters before they could write their names. The Houses of Parliament were converted into a massive art gallery filled with grotesque illustrations. Though unconventional, Ice Chain Pure Water's rule brought a strange unity to the UK. People bonded over their shared nightmares, creating a thriving culture of eerie creativity. Tourism skyrocketed as visitors flocked to see the world's largest collection of cursed doodles. And so, under the iron pencil of Ice Chain Pure Water, the UK found a strange, macabre peace. Though few could explain what had happened, everyone agreed on one thing. The fiery felt-tip pen was the stuff of legend.
There's some motherfuckers out there that dislike you for absolutely no reason at all. Fuck them.
Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up.